All right, we're back. Call the meeting to order. Ready? Thank you. No decisions were made, no votes taken. So, back to the invocation by Councilmember Folly, followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Lord, as we gather here in beautiful Folly Beach, we ask for your guidance and wisdom. Help us make decisions that honor our neighbors, protect our environment, and strengthen our community. May we work together in unity and peace with respect for all. Bless this meeting and those who serve, that our actions today will reflect your love and grace. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, under the mayor's comments, I will just say this evening we were blessed with the last storm that moved through. Some of our neighbors were not as blessed with the storm that moved through. So just hopefully we can keep up the good work, and none of the turtles, I don't think, got washed away because they were all moved to higher ground because of renourishment. Hopefully the renourishment will be coming to an end shortly. What, a couple of weeks, hopefully, if everything goes good. So things will get back to as normal as it can on the beach shortly, hopefully. With that, we go to staff reports. Stacy, you're up first.
Hey guys. All right, I've got an update on the business license status for our short-term rentals. As of right now, we're at 1,065 total for our short-term rental licenses. Out of that, we have 106 which are owner-occupied licenses. So you're 4% owner-occupied. 959 are your 6% secondary homes, your ISTRs. Our team has been working very hard to process the rental registrations and whatnot. We're down to about 31 left to process out of that, which is a huge accomplishment considering last year it took till the end of October. So the new portal has helped in having that online. Now I will say out of the 959 investment short-term rental licenses, right now we have 49 of those under review and possible revocation. And it's either due to they did not turn in a rental registration, they did not turn in a business license, maybe their property status changed from 4% to 6%, they lost that primary status. So we're in the process of working those. So, any questions?
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Pope, once again.
So the next item is kind of informational for you guys at this point. We may be back in the future for a more formal decision or some more exploratory discussion, but I wanted to bring to council's attention the status of Red Sunset Lane. This is Red Sunset Lane. I know we've got some residents down there. It exists in kind of a strange gray area. It's partially on public property. It's partially on private property. It's not sitting in the right of way where it's supposed to be. Maybe 10 years ago or so, 14, 15 years ago, the city, we had some folks approach the city to fix some drainage issues and relocate the road fully onto public property, and we chose not to. It is marsh, it's a critical area, it would require some permitting. So at that time, the city declined to to move the road completely onto public property. Fast forward, more homes have been developed, there's more traffic on it. We've come to a special agreement for trash collection. We've recently come to jurisdictional issues for parking tickets. Parking tickets being issued on public property, private property, even though it's a public road. So what we'd like to do is staff is asking that we get permission to move forward with some sort of final determination on what we should do with Red Sunset Lane. And these are just options at this point, no means a complete set of options, but just some starting points for discussion. One option the city has is we could abandon that platted right-of-way, offer it to the neighbors and say, the city's out of Red Sunset Lane. This is a private road. You guys can maintain it. You guys can work it out. You can call the tow trucks. It's for you owners along that road to address these problems. We could restudy moving the road completely back into the right-of-way, us fully take it over so that we can maintain it. We don't have any weird jurisdictional issues in court about parking tickets or towing. Or we can go to those property owners who have easements, the private property owners that the road touches, and we can get some updated legal framework easements giving the city authority to enforce rules and regulations and maintain the road on private property with public money and resources. One of those three options or some other unknown better option needs to be decided on and enacted, because until we do, all these guys are in limbo. The road gets blocked. Pretty often people park down there, or people park on the side of the road, they fall in the marsh, they degrade the quality of the road, and then who's gonna put the rocks back on? It's the city, it's the county, and it's never been the state. So who's supposed to maintain it? Who's supposed to pay for it? Who's supposed to enforce the laws? If it's the city, that's fine. We just need to take some actions to make that formal and legal. So look forward, probably in the next couple months, to maybe asking the mayor for a study committee or some sort of path to get a resolution for Red Sunset Lane. Just wanted to get that all in your brains so you could, reach out to folks, see how they feel, or maybe email me with your better ideas that aren't listed here, just so we can give everyone some clarity moving forward and the roles and responsibilities are clear for that section of the beach.
I have just one question. Is there any other similar situation on Folly, other than this right here?
14th Street, it goes off on public property, or off of the public property down by Andy Weather's house and comes around. That's one that's off the top of my head. Eric, can you think of a?
We have another one down at 6 block of East Huron.
And 8th Street West curves on the private property before it sweeps back in behind the Porty House. So there are a handful, and basically there are roads where the platted area of the road is adjacent to or in the critical area, so the actual road surface was bumped off to one side or the other onto private property. So no decisions, just information to think about, so you know what we're talking about when we come back to you later.
You're up, Ian.
So the next item is something we would appreciate some guidance from council on. It refers to the STR wait list. So phase 1 of the wait list is already open. It opened on August 1st and it closes on August 31st. And that's for anyone who owned property on Folly Beach as of February 7th, 2023. And once phase 1 closes, we'll open phase 2, which will run indefinitely. And it's going to be awarded by the order you're on the wait list. But that's open-ended, and we're going to get folks piling onto that from now until whenever. And so the question came up, there's always a new and novel question for things, is can I be on the wait list if I only have a vacant lot? Right now, in order to get a business license, you have to have a home with a certificate of occupancy. But as Stacy mentioned, we're at 950 licenses this year. Depending on attrition rates, it could be a few years before folks on phase 2 start getting licenses, depending on how big phase 1 is. And so in theory, that gives someone with a vacant lot plenty of time to build a house and accept the license when it's offered. The flip side of that is if you on the wait list holding a spot with a vacant lot, and we call you and we say, hey, your license is ready, do you want it? You won't be able to do it. You can't take advantage of it because you don't have a house with a CO. So we're looking for council's guidance on a policy to implement for vacant lots on the wait list.
I would think you could get on the wait list with your empty lot, but when your number comes up, you have to be in possession of a certificate of occupancy. And if you're not, when your time is up, then you fall back to the end of the list. That's my 2 cents.
Do we have any rules that say to get an STR license, you have to have a house?
Yeah, sir, you cannot get a
Okay.
license without a certificate of occupancy.
Okay, so to get on the wait list, we just said that you had to be a property owner as of 2023
For phase one, yes, sir.
for phase one. So if I owned the property, I'm not gonna get a license anytime soon. If I own the property, I should be able to get on the wait list.
All right.
Per what we've been saying, this is my opinion. And then when 10 years from now, when they call you, you better have a house built, or you lose your place in line. Okay.
Any other thoughts or comments?
That seems fair.
I agree with that. All right, thank you.
I did have a question though, as far as how many applications you have today.
When I wrote the memo last week, we had 20. When I checked 2 days ago, we were up to 32.
Okay, 32?
So, and just for everyone, phase one is for folks who own property on or before February 7th, 2023. Those guys are welcome to be on the wait list until August 31st, and then we're gonna close it. Everyone who gets an entry into phase one will be sorted by the date they acquired the property. And as licenses become available, we'll award them from earliest acquisition to latest. And once everyone in phase one has been offered a license, we'll start awarding to phase two, which will be first come, first served. So the wait list is up, it's running, the application works, it's available. So if you owned property on February 7th, 2023, and would like to get on the short-term rental wait list, it's on our website, wait list, it'll take you right to the page, and you can apply.
Okay, you done?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Miss Deer, where's Miss Deer? Oh, there she is. Y'all gonna have to turn around and watch this. Due to technical difficulties.
So the F-30's about.
Huh?
So the F-30 TV's about.
Yeah. We'll have another one, but we can't use.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Nicole Deer. I am a student at College of Charleston studying biology and environmental sciences. And I've been working here this summer under Jenna Stevens, our zoning and environmental planning admin. All that to be said, I have not only been doing sustainability, I've also learned a lot about local government and also helped Jenna with projects in other areas, not just about sustainability, and also shadowed some other people that are part of the team. So the first big project that I was a part of is the Sea Rise project. You guys may have seen these signs that look like that around Folly Beach in the past 2 weeks or so. The purpose of the Sea Rise project in conjunction with the South Carolina Aquarium is to help determine how bad flooding is, and in the spots that flooding is really bad, how bad it gets, how long it takes to go away, and how much water is in those areas. So how it works is if you're driving by and you sight flooding, you can scan the QR code and take a photo of your observation, then you can upload it to the project. And what's great about that is that the project is publicly accessible, so everyone has that information on either their laptop or their phone. And then it was really great timing with the tropical storm, because if you wanted, you could scan that sign and pull it up and see, like, am I able to drive back to my house? Is the street still flooded? Can I go out to get groceries? And I also have been thinking, like, for public safety, that it could be used in the future, like maybe to see how bad the flooding is instead of just constant patrol. You know, it could be a safer option to just know how bad the flooding is in a certain spot. So there are 10 sites here, places like, you know, East Cooper, West Indian, if you guys see them, and you see even the smallest amount of rain, there's that ruler on the bottom, as you can see in the photo, so as long as it's hitting that, you can take a photo and upload it, no matter how big or small the flooding may be. Okay, so next, I did a little bit of help with the affordable housing item, which was really interesting, something that Jenna's kind of been working on. And this was great because I did research on what the other municipalities in the area were doing to try and get that conversation started on Folly Beach. And then I also created that map, which is interactive and is just a scale of all the long-term rentals on the island, because that's kind of our option for maybe affordable housing in the future, or just to get the conversation going and talk about what can be done. I was able to, through the city of Folly, you know, with my government email, to email some of the people from Sullivan's Island and Mount Pleasant and just have conversations and see what they're doing and kind of compare and contrast with them, which was really interesting because I didn't know a lot about this before I started working here. Next is kind of one of my favorite items that I did over the summer is the prospect of the tree giveaway. So on Folly, in the past year, we've taken down 163 trees through going through the permits for tree permits and single-family home building permits. That's what I found. And trees are really important for a lot of reasons, as we know, but for Folly Beach specifically, they're great for flood mitigation. Trees can soak up 150 gallons of water per day, just one single tree. So if it's inundated with salt water here from storm surge or just lots of rain like the tropical storm, these are a great option to help Folly Beach. And it's not something artificial, it's not more drainage systems that need to be installed, it's simply planting trees. So giving these out to residents could be really great. And I worked with Roots and Shoots to determine what type of trees would be best for Folly Beach. An example of that is up on the PowerPoint. And then you can also click on that infographic in the future and you get to view like how to care for each of those types of trees and what, you know, sun and water requirements that they need if you're going to plant them in your yard. Because, you know, for someone that's closer to the water, like buttonbush would be a great option because it tolerates really heavy inundation of salt water for multiple days at a time and it will thrive. Whereas someone who's a little bit farther away, you might want to get like a red maple or something that's a little bit more different. Let me take that picture off. And then the big overarching project that I spent most of the summer working on is kind of a sustainable guide for Folly Beach. And this is going to be about a 40-page booklet, subject to change, but it's a printable PDF file that you can use as like, you know, if you want a hard copy, you can have that at your house. But these are also going to be published on the city website. And what the guidebook includes is things like rain gardens and living shorelines. But it also includes simpler things like composting and waste disposal. Like, where do I put my household hazardous waste? You can take it over to Single Point Road or, you know, take your recycling to Burt's. And it's just all going to be compiled in kind of one spot instead of people asking these questions and not getting the quickest or best answer. So now it's kind of all in one place. Like I said, this is all on the website. So if you don't want to read a 40-page PDF about sustainable solutions, you can just go to this new sustainability section on the website. This is something I've been working on. So first we can talk about the tide gauge. This is a great example. The tide gauge is installed on the Folly River Bridge in conjunction with Hahonu, which is a water scale monitoring company based out of Hawaii. And they install these gauges that collect data from your local area. In our case, it's on the Folly River Bridge. And that data gets sent to NOAA. And also, they work with NOAA and they get data from other areas. What this does is monitors the tides in Folly Beach, and it's great. You know, it's publicly accessible, so anyone, if you download the Tidecast app, you can have that data at your hands. It can, you know, let you know if you want to take the boat out now or in an hour, if the weather's going to be good, if the tides are going to be right, or if you want to go fishing tomorrow. You have all that information instead of having to buy some third-party thing that's not even as accurate. because this is the best it gets. This is with Noah, like I said, so it's really just a great resource for everyone. And we can explore the website some more. Maybe the Living Shoreline page is something that's kind of cool. The Living Shoreline is going to be stored at the Folly River Park down at that shoreline. So I was able, actually took that photo. This was a really exciting day for me. I got to go out with some of the environmental engineers and see how they measure the escarpment and determine how they're going to implement that living shoreline. They're like, okay, you do a site assessment. There's already oysters in the bed here at Folly River Park, so we're gonna come in and use oysters to just help like solidify that area and make it stronger by using natural techniques. Instead of building like a big ugly bulkhead that I'm sure no one wants to look at, you get to use oysters and things like that to just do a more natural approach. And single-use plastic. This is an example of an infographic. I created a lot of these infographics over the summer just to get information out to people, but like I said, now it's all compiled in one place. As you guys know, there's a new ordinance on single-use plastics that's going to be effective January 1st. And this is going to be passed out to businesses in the future. It's also a printable PDF, but it's also online so that everyone can access it, or say you lose that piece of paper, you can come back here and reference it and not say that you didn't know. So everyone now knows that January 1st they'll have to comply with that ordinance. Yep. That's the website. Hope you guys like it.
Excellent.
There's a lot more information on there. Please feel free to explore on your own. I just don't want to take up a lot of your time.
Nicole,
Yes.
Jenna has been trying to get you to talk about composting. You want to talk about composting for a second? You just didn't pick up on that.
Composting is great. Yep, everyone. The composting bins on Folly Beach are at the community center. And if you click the link that is on the website, you can register, take a little 5-minute quiz, make sure that you know how to compost, and then you can go ahead and drop that off in the bins once you get the code. And in the future, we might be doing a little competition with Sullivan's Island, and we're already winning because we did 0.71 tons of compost this past month, and they did 0.31. So let's keep up the good work, guys. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
That's right.
And thank you guys very much, because this has been a great summer, and I learned a lot more than I thought I would, and I learned a lot about how all this works and all the hard work that goes into it. So,
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so down to approval of agenda. I have a motion to approve the agenda. So moved. Two things to remove: personal appearances. We will not have a personal appearance by Warrior Surf Foundation for a pickleball tournament. And resolution 27-24 will be moved to, off this agenda to next month. So, I have a motion to amend the agenda. Do I have a second? So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Brazell?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Brooms?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes. So back to the original motion, to approve the agenda as amended.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Brooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Brazell?
Yes.
Passes as amended.
Okay, down to approval of the minutes from July the 9th. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second? Second. Any additions or corrections? Hearing nothing, Mr. Pope.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Brazell?
Yes.
Mr. Brooms?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Passes.
Personal appearances, Ms. Anderson. I seen you come in, I know you're here somewhere.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Interesting meeting tonight. I learned a lot. That was a really great presentation. I was just wondering if we could utilize the Tim Goodwin Park for our annual Folly Beach pickleball tournament for the Folly Beach Exchange Club on November 9th And it would actually start on Friday, the 8th at 4 p.m. because we need to set up. And then we would have it on the 9th and the 10th with a rain date of November 16th and 17th of this year. It would be our 3rd annual. And we're not asking for any money or anything, it's charity.
Motion approved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions?
Isn't that all pre-approved list already? Did we do that last month? No, second reading today.
Okay.
Mr. Pope?
Dr. Hutton,
Yes.
Harlan,
Yes.
Mr. Riggs,
Yes.
Mr. Brooms.
Yes.
Mr. Brazell,
Yes.
Mr. Finch.
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin,
Yes.
passes.
Good job.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Mr. Lurkin? So give us your name and address, then the sales pitch.
So my name's Ronan Lurkin, and I'm here on behalf of the Folly Beach Log Pile, which is a surf contest that.
What's your address?
Oh,
For the record.
3700 Hartnett Boulevard, Island Palms, South Carolina, from the other side of town.
Oh, so you're gonna take us to Isle of Palms?
The cooler islands over here. Before I start, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of background about myself. I was born and raised here in Charleston, and I'm currently a senior at College of Charleston at the Honors College. During my time at the college, I've been the director of the 2 largest clubs on campus, the Water Sports Club and the Surf Club. During my time as director, those clubs have hosted, organized, and successfully held formals, meetings, fundraisers, and contests of upwards of 200 people. On top of this, I grew up free surfing and surfing competitively, from contests here at the Washout to some of the most well-known events around the world. And during my time traveling and competing in these different contests, I've taken little bits and pieces of these events and developed what I think could be one of the most fun and entertaining events of the year at Folly. The name of this contest will be the Folly Beach Log Pile. For those of you wondering about the name, a log is another name for a longboard surfboard. That being said, this will mainly be a longboard surfing event. It will be hosting 3 divisions, a men's longboard division, a women's longboard division, and a co-ed alternative craft division where surfers can ride anything but a traditional surfboard, or shortboard, sorry. The proposed event will be held from October 4th through the 6th, hosting around 75 competitors, with preliminary heats running from October 4th and 5th, and then we'll have our finals day on Sunday, October 6th, where our winners will be crowned for each division. Through my current social media efforts, I've amassed around 350 followers and received verbal commitments of around 50 of Folly Beach's best male and female surfers. My goal here is to kind of hit the age demographic that the ESA misses, so this is people my age, around 20, upwards of 50, 60 years old, which I think the ESA is kind of missing. I've received an enormous amount of praise for getting this event in the works from local surfers, businesses, and spectators alike, and I think it could be one of the most beneficial events at Folly of the year. As an off-season event, it will drive an extra 300 people plus to Folly, that is spectators and competitors. Throughout the weekend, we'll be able to spend money on parking meter fees, coffee at Dead Low, getting fueled up at Burt's, or getting a drink at Chico after the contest wraps up. Moving on to more formal stuff, I've been working closely with our insurance provider to create a policy that meets requirements desired by the city. I plan to run the contest from 6 a.m. setup to a 6 p.m. breakdown, running heats throughout the day. I'll have a safety team on board on the beach at all times, which consists of former firefighters, EMTs, and lifeguards who will be ready to take on any lifeguarding duties, minor injuries, and be ready to call the Folly Beach first responders at all times in case of emergency. But as I said before, a lot of the competitors in this contest are some of the best watermen around and have spent a lot of time in the water. Another concern that was brought to my attention was speeding on the way to these contests. Apparently there's a lot of issues with that, which is very understandable. A lot of people run late when they're surfing. So I want to be sure I mitigate and kind of approach all my contestants and spectators beforehand on my social media, making sure everybody's very aware of their speeds, and also during my competitors meeting prior to the contest, be sure to announce that everybody needs to take their time getting out there to the washout. I've also created a risk assessment plan and emergency action plan that you guys all should have. If there's any questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer it. And I won't be having any vendors, anybody selling anything on the beach, so it should be a pretty streamlined event. And we're gonna require very little support from the town other than 911 services if necessary. My overall goal of this contest is just to bring the surf community together and showcase the talent that Folly Beach has catered over the years. As contest director, I'm not going to be cutting myself a check, and I won't be competing in this contest. I want to make sure the event is run as smoothly as possible and create a new event that everybody can look forward to in years to come. That being said, you guys should have some photos of my logos and stuff like that for advertising purposes. I plan on keeping it really simple and not posting a bunch of stuff all over the city, just on my Instagram. So if you guys have any other questions, I'm happy to answer.
Motion to approve. Have a second?
I like second.
Okay.
This is one of the best prepped presentations for an event that I think we've gotten in definitely a long time, if not ever. Susie has dotted all his I's, crossed all his T's, from insurance to parking to speeding. I mean, you'd have to go to the special events committee just to get all the particulars nailed down. But man, you've hit a home run on everything you've done ahead of time. I mean, you don't know how many times we have to go back and forth with people to get most of this information. The fact that you're already having insurance providers on standby is great. I think the event has a great story, and good luck, man. I think it's great.
It's like more insurance that we really want to read about.
Yeah.
It's a book.
Yeah.
So I just have a clarification about the events committee. This then would go to events committee, or it already has been?
It would.
Has to go
Okay,
to
so it has to,
It's already done.
Never mind, I was out of
So-
the country.
Okay. You still need to talk with Chief Gilbert a little bit.
okay, so it has gone through events committee.
This was
And-
approved.
And then, are you charging to participate?
Yeah, so there will be an entry fee. That's gonna be how I pay my judges and stuff like that, to make sure the event is run as smoothly as possible. And I wanna be able to, give back to the community as well. So if I have any excess, my plan will be to donate it to organizations like Warrior Surf or something of that nature.
Thank you.
Is Warrior Surf a good charity?
Oh, yeah, they're great. We love them.
It's outstanding. What are you talking about?
I knew I'd get something from that event. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you all.
Mr. Popey, well, wait a minute again. Mr. Popey, you want to take it?
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Griselle?
Yeah.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Passes.
Thank you, guys.
Citizen comments. Must be gonna talk about Red Cross.
Dave Miller, 19 Red Sunset Lane, and I'm here to remind everybody of the upcoming blood drive. Quarterly blood drive is 3 weeks from today, September 3rd, Tuesday, at Father Kelly Hall, from 9 o'clock to 2 p.m. If you can't donate, encourage somebody to donate. If you want to sign up, you can sign up at redcrossblood.org and look for the sponsor code Folly. Or you can go to the Civic Club Facebook page, and they've got a QR code you can scan and take you right there and you can sign up. We've got like that. We've got 17 openings right now, so we've got plenty of room for everybody. So come on out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other citizen comments?
Jimmy Rawls, my address is P.O. Box 63.
No, it ain't. It's
Folly
Red
Beach.
Sunset Lane. Don't lie about it.
That's why I'm here.
I figured
Because
that.
when I first moved
But it
to
ain't on
Folly
the
Beach-
agenda.
Well, when I first moved to Folly Beach, Gary Brown built our house in 1998 at what was then 802 Clem Drive.
Yeah.
And then it became 8 West 9th Street Extension. And then there was a bunch of confusion and stuff, and Darlene got together and got the neighbors together, and we named it Red Sunset Lane. And
See, she did it
then Tom
again.
Hall changed this to number 5. So, it's been confusing, like Aaron wonderfully said, it's, kind of a gray zone, and I just want to say thank y'all for giving us some attention, for helping get it straightened out, because we need to make a plan at some point, we're gonna have a bad enough storm that's gonna wash our culvert out, and then it's gonna be like, oh, who's gonna fix that? You know, we've got lots and lots more traffic, the parking ticket thing that you talked about, it's something that needs attention, and all of us that live there would appreciate y'all helping us make it straight.
We have washout number 2.
Yeah. So, just to say thank you.
Any other citizen comments?
Here she comes.
I thought only one person per family. Did you know that?
Y'all know better than that.
You wouldn't have talked if that was.
No, I was named it first. Darlene Rawls, 5 Red Sunset with that guy. We're very opposite, and y'all know that. I talked to Aaron a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get a chance to get back with him. This started with a long story of a car parked on the dirt road. Fire truck can't get to me at the end of the road. The parking lady was very nice and said, well, maybe it's private, maybe it's public. The tow truck won't come tow that car if it's on a private road, so then the fire truck can't get to me. This has been going on since 1948. Mr. E.M. Seabrook surveyed that area. There were 3 lots. The curve at Joelle's property came through there. I have all the documents because we're very different. I got Foster Gilliard, the lawyer, before we bought our lot to know that I could have a fire truck. So since then, Folly's made 11 lots out of those 3 lots. I sent all of y'all this email. It's very rough, but I sent it to you. I have all those documents. Jimmy and I would be happy to be on any committee to talk through this. The bottom line is, it's been like this since 1948. And along the way, there are now 16 houses on our dirt road. 6 of those are STRs. So you know where I'm going here. Somebody visits, they park on the road because they don't know better, because 10 cars came, and then I can't get home. We break our backs going down the dirt road now. There's holes everywhere. In 1990, the city of Folly started maintaining the road with a little rock here and there. Eric has been very generous in helping us. But it's at a point now that there's so much traffic, it's just not reasonable. And we, as a dirt road with 16 houses with all the property tax that goes to the city, it shouldn't be our responsibility to rebuild the culvert, to maintain the road, any of that. Come visit us on a Monday on West 9th, the paved road. There are 22 trash cans there that we all haul down the road for y'all to pick up because the truck can't come to me. So when I'm 75, I don't want to be doing that. I would love to either have a paved road all the way down, single lane paved road, because it is a skinny little road, or if the neighbors want to give up their easement for the city to control it. But we just need an answer. Because right now, it's, you know, we go out on a Saturday, and then I don't know if I can get home. I don't know if Chief Gilreath, fire truck, anybody can get to me, and it's not right. Because this has been since 1948. It's not, y'all didn't make these decisions. It's been multiple councils and mayors before, and it got subdivided so much that it's not reasonable, you know, to leave it like it is. But I appreciate y'all going to talk about it and make a plan and read my email. And I have lots of legal documents and plats. If you want any of those, I'm happy to forward them. But thank you for your service.
Good evening. I'm Mary Cato, 1636 East Ashley. I just want to say, when I come to these meetings and I watch what you guys do, it blows me away. Thank you for your service. There's a lot of complexities that I don't always appreciate that you have to deal with. But I'm here to speak about special events. And as a resident of Folly Beach, I want to make sure that these special events are run in a way that there's transparency. There's a lot of money changing hands, and I'd like to ask you to consider that there'll be a transparent financial report provided that's publicly available for each special event held within the city. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Tony Cato, not related to Mary Cato, 320 East Huron. I am 76, so I'm there. And I just wanted to tell y'all that I appreciate every one of you. And I have a quick question. The lady's already left, so I don't know if anyone can answer the question. but I saw on the agenda that somebody was asking for, to have a tournament, I think it's a pickleball tournament at, for the Exchange Club. And I just wanted to know where I can find information on who benefits from that, and, you know, where the proceeds go. And I understand this is its third year, so where the proceeds have gone from the last 2 years.
I tell you what, there's a councilman sitting at the right hand end of this bench. The right hand. My right hand, your left hand. You can talk to him.
Okay.
He is the bad instrument that's driven this thing.
Thanks.
Any other comments, citizen comments?
I just have one real quick. Hey, Nicole, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was
I just wanted an extra thank you. What an awesome project this summer, and focusing, you guys giving her the space and the availability. And Jenna, I know this has been your dream come true too. It was mine, so I just want to say extra great job.
Okay, so at the end of that process, we don't have any other boards and commission reports, but we do have a new study group that's gonna be headed up by Jenna Stevens.
What's that?
See, she wasn't paying attention till I said that. And then it's like a turtle, it's like, whoa. So Jenna will be heading up this group, since she's head of the planning group. And it will include Chief Mraz, Battalion Chief Mraz. And one of the Rawls family, they can flip a coin, wrestle, whatever y'all do to decide who it is. Chris Bazell as a council member representative. And I need one more volunteer from Red Sunset Lane. And that's
Joelle Ferguson.
Ferguson.
45 West 9th, on the corner of
No,
West 9th and Red
you
Sunset.
can't do it because you have two pieces of property.
I hate it though. You just don't know how much I can.
Okay, so if you guys would get with Jenna after the meeting to make sure she has your contact information,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
and you got 2 weeks to come with a solution.
Okay.
I just kidding.
Don't worry, I have lots of answers.
Just kidding. All right? Thank you for volunteering, Jenna, I really appreciate it. And Chief Mraz doesn't have anything else to do, so he's glad to do. He's the fire truck guys. You know how the firemen are, they sit around the fire station all day watching TV. All right, to old business, ordinance 20-24. Ordinance amending chapter 153, special events of Folly Beach Code of Ordinances to expand the list of reoccurring special events that are pre-approved by the city on the condition that they are all pre-approved events, must be reviewed and approved by the special events committee. So just because they're pre-approved here, they still have to go to the special events committee. This is the second reading. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion, question?
Yeah, motion to amend. I'd like to add the two $7 events, Scooters for Hooters and Toys for Tots. They go to special events, and they only ask for some no parking signs. We do it every year.
Do I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Toys for Tots, I like. I do not like the other one. The name is terrible.
Okay, take it out. I'm just trying to.
I'm just kidding. I told the guys today at the staff meeting, that's like, I shipped T-shirts all over the country to raise money for Scooters for Hooters, because people love those T-shirts. And it does go to breast cancer research and victims, is what that, they raise a lot of money for that.
Both of them.
And they raise a lot of money for the
Toys for
kids,
Tots,
and Toys
yeah.
for Tots, too. All right, on the amendment. Any questions, comments?
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Bazell?
Yes.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Amendment passes.
Back to the ordinance as amended.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Bazell?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Passes second.
You get your paperwork? Okay. So we're up to boards and commission appointments. We have 2 people applying for the at-large position. So he'll call your name, just give him a last name.
I got a point of clarification. I spoke with Joe and showed him the definitions you gave me. He said we did it for Amanda Jackson before. We can put the one under cultural. So we can just make a motion to approve both.
Why would, how would
Because,
you know?
because the one helps out with the festivals, and that's more than previous personnel have had. So that way we don't have to keep re-advertising, and we'll fill the board.
I don't have a problem with that. We've had the position open. It's difficult to fill the cultural aspect.
Third
We have
time.
we have 2 individuals that want to be very active.
The only problem though is, this is governed by the state. So Joe, how did you come to your conclusion?
It's very,
Broad.
I feel like it's broad. I feel like that there's enough wiggle room here to fill that position.
You gotta defend it.
I understand that.
Okay.
So the next
Might be the easiest thing we've given
So,
them.
all right, so, you want a motion, do you wanna make a motion?
I make a motion to accept Fanjoy's Cultural and Perna as at-large.
Second.
You got it.
I apologize, Mr. Rich. Fanjoy Cultural and Perna at large?
Yeah.
A motion and a second. No other questions or comments? To it.
All right, Mr. Brazil? Yes. Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Rooms? Yes. Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yes.
Passes.
So at this point in the meeting, we slow down for the spaghetti box to really get interesting. Resolution 25-24, resolution to obligate funds for financial commitment required for state growing permit number SAC-2022-00989. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? This gets us to rehab some more drawings to help hold sand in place, to keep the beach from disappearing as fast as it normally does.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Rooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
Resolution 26-24, resolution awarding $2,000 to the Folly Beach Senior Citizens Club to assist with funding for club operations and yearly budget support. And this is coming from a recommendation of the Community Promotions Committee. Have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any comments, questions? Mr. Bud?
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
Mr. Rooms?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Brazil?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Passes.
26-24 is off the books. Resolution 28-24, resolution by Folly Beach City Council authorizing the use of funds held in the Folly Beach Tree Fund. Have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Comments, questions, answers?
I had a question about projects that provide drainage, storm water control, and other resilience efforts to alleviate flooding, and how, I asked Aaron earlier, and he told me, so if he'll just, I was asking how that is related to the replenishment of trees on Folly.
So, this was, Jenna floated her list around, and I actually suggested that we add this one, going back to what Nicole presented earlier. One of the most important functions of trees is to absorb absorb rainwater and also filter rainwater. So we thought if there was a situation where tree replacement wasn't practical, there wasn't room for trees, or there was no public property to put a tree, that providing some other project that absorbed or treated rainwater would help replace the function of that tree, not the tree itself.
My only concern was that those are such expensive projects. I didn't want this money to be swamped on doing drainage projects instead of replenishing trees.
Well, drainage project in that, you put the tree in and it sucks the water up.
Right. Well, I understand, but drainage is never ending, and I didn't want to see $30,000 just go to
No.
something.
And
I'm satisfied with the answer.
well, yeah, I mean, and Nicole gave us the answer earlier too.
Well, I'm satisfied with this answer.
Well, he stole it from Nicole. Just kidding. So, any other questions, comments? Just good. Just a good point to bring out. Seriously. And I thought it was a good point in the presentation Nicole did about planting trees, and it depends on, I don't know, I have to go back and look up some of those trees. I don't know which ones are the best. I guess it depends on where you live. If you're on the marsh or not on the marsh.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Say Rich? Yes.
Mr. Gazell?
Yes.
Mr. Grooms?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mayor Goodwin?
Yeah.
Passes.
Okay, Mr. Groom, would you like to start?
Sure, why not? Red Cross coming up, make sure you give blood. August 21st of this month is National Senior Citizens Day. Great time to spend time with seniors in assisted living facilities, or just call a senior and tell them you love them. So just be reminded there are seniors out there that need your attention and love. So, there you go.
Thanks, Bill.
I love you too.
We just haven't put you to home yet, though.
I'm getting there. I'm on my way.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to propose, and out of my fund that I'm allowed to make distributions from as a council member, I'd like to designate $500 to go toward the Let's Walk program, which has supported the walking seniors around Folly Beach and around the island, through a partnership proposal with Lynn McCullum and through Let's Walk. So if you'd make note of that, Wes, please. I know you probably already have, and I'd like to also congratulate Public Safety for a fantastic job over this whole stormwater. I think it's really, really well done. Thanks a lot.
No, sir.
Go ahead.
In addition to follow up with that, with Public Safety, also the Department of Public Works and everyone else on the city, the behind the scenes, it was amazing. We had special emergency meeting and everyone really stepped up, involved in that. Next, I really would encourage everyone to pass on the word about the wait list. We worked very hard on trying to give seniority to residents, and so please get the word out because the deadline is at the end of August 21st. Also, I'd just like to just remind everyone, because the city is really progressive and cutting edge, in my opinion, and we were one of the first to have a civility, respect, and solutions pledge. And I just kind of, out of 271, we are leading in a lot of ways, that and also when we passed the hate resolution. So I just kind of want to read what the pledge is for civility and have it part of the record. We pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of our city.
Every month I come, it amazes me how committed everyone is to the betterment of our city. It's great to have this crowd tonight. It's good to see Jeanette and Scott get appointed to committees and volunteer their time. And it's just humbling to be up here and represent you.
Next week's a big week. Next week, Wednesday, is surface healing all day. So as Tim always loves to point out, it'll be the hottest day of the year. But the other thing about that day is don't drain all your energy on the beach all day. because there's also a meeting about the Center Street Drainage Project that afternoon at 4 or 5 o'clock. I highly recommend everybody attend. This is one of the larger projects that we're doing it with our American Rescue Plan money, the COVID replacement money. It's something that needs to be done. It's needed to be done for 70 years. We need to replace the whole drainage on Center Street. It is a very cumbersome project. It's going to affect day-to-day life for over a year and a half, but it needs to be done. So just make sure you pay attention at that meeting or find out afterwards what all it entails, because even driving down the road is going to be impacted for a long time. So just make sure you're aware of what the plan is. Also, the next day is Folly Beach Day at the River Dogs game. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, Wes is going to be downstairs after the meeting giving out tickets to residents. We've got all Folly Beach people doing the inning games, doing the play ball, and national anthem, first pitch, all that good stuff. We're having a great time. So make sure you grab your tickets and join us for a fun day at the ballpark. That's it.
The stormwater meetings in the rec center. It's not in here, it's over.
It's at the community center.
It's been pushed back a date to the 20th, Tuesday before.
Well, thank you for telling me now. I can change it in my calendar. It's been pushed to the 20th, so everybody pay attention.
Yeah, that was your suggestion.
I would
Because
have,
of surface healing conflict?
if I would have missed it, I'd have been upset.
But now I have a different conflict.
It's still at 4 or 5 o'clock though, correct? At the community center.
Yes.
Everybody understand the day before surface healing now.
I have a different conflict with that, but that's okay. I don't have to be there. But it will affect everybody's life. It will affect festivals. It will affect Christmas parades. It will affect all kind of things.
Trees on Center Street. I mean, when
It's
Aaron and I were talking about it, it's a
everything.
list, and we didn't think about all the little things, but there's a lot.
And Lee can hardly wait to get started with the brick process. He's got to go down and GPS every brick so he can put it right back in the same place.
That's right. That's right.
But on a serious note that I forgot earlier, and I am sorry I forgot this earlier. I'm gonna call Battalion Chief Baraz up front, and we've had several good things that the Public Safety Department has done. 2 of them being life-saving processes. So if you will, just come and give us a brief rundown of that, because those guys, you know, it's tough doing the job to start with, but when you come across these kind of things where you're actually holding somebody's potential life in your hands completely, it's a different story.
So the first incident was about a month ago. We received a call from a father who was looking for his daughter, a 26-year-old female. She, without mentioning names or too many details, she attempted to take her life. And we were able to locate her on the beach with her father, and after life-saving events, she actually walked out of the hospital. She's alive, she's doing well, she's in Alabama recovering with her mom, and then she'll be back. In that incident, what makes us different from a lot of the other agencies is we do a lot of follow-ups. So we've gotten to know the family well, we've gotten to know this young lady well, and it's hard to explain, but when you're sitting bedside with someone and they're going through all the emotions of what they did, what they thought they wanted to do, things change. What she's stuck with now is me, and she's stuck with the crew, and she's stuck with this city. And we've exchanged numbers and all that, so we will be looking out for her, you know, for the family. Just those relationships we form. So, and I think it's important as a fire department, police department, public safety department, for those follow-ups. You don't get those calls. You all know who are in this business. You don't get the good calls. As a result, we always get the bad calls. Cardiac arrests and suicides, they're hard to come back from. There's a crucial time frame in the beginning, and if you're not on it, and you're not on it quick, walkouts just don't happen. So to get that walkout and to be able to talk to her and the staff down there, they just couldn't believe it. Then we come to the other day, and now we have a jogger that goes down. The jogger was seen collapsing by a citizen, and I don't know who it was. It's somebody, it's a local. As she was calling again, we had Sergeant Rawls coming around the corner, coming to work. He's on light duty, so he's coming in the back way, saw this gentleman on the ground, initiated CPR, called out on the radio that he was doing CPR, and the rest of us got there in about a minute. So with that, we did the same thing, life-saving skills. Took a lot of work. We got him down there quick, and I went and saw him today, and he is alive. And he is walking out. He's walking out tomorrow. So to have one is absurd. To have two, when I walked in the hospital today, the nurses are standing there. They said, whatever's going on, if this has got to happen right now, it needs to happen in Folly Beach because, you know, knock on wood. So it was instrumental with everybody from PD to fire to beach patrol to the medics, dispatch, getting us the information. I'm not going to say I didn't break some laws driving the ambulance down. I did drive the ambulance for both patients. Getting them there with more resources down there is going to be the best chances. But if I can say anything about all these situations, it's compressions and the AED. That's going to be your best chance of walking out. And this gentleman gets to walk out. He should be home tomorrow. His family's coming back in town. So I think they're going to maybe do a story. I think the story needs to be on everybody. There's a lot of hands in this. There were people that get there first, but there's a lot that goes on in these scenes. There's a lot of chaos, and of course, it's all to make sure that that our patients walk out. And I don't know if you guys see public safety, see any of the firemen, the police officers, just thank them because when you get that call and you get that walk out from a hospital, it's just I can't explain the feeling. We don't get those calls. It's unheard of. So, and that's with any agency. It's very hard to overcome a major incident like that, a major STEMI, a major heart attack, or somebody that's young and is contemplating taking their life. It's you know, these guys deal with a lot, and I truly appreciate all the work they do and what Chief Corey does and what you guys do, and give us the resources and the equipment and those AEDs and those new trucks and everything. It's you see how the outcome is. There's two families that are not hurting right now, so. So we're very proud of all of our guys. I'm very proud.
Thank you. All right. I will say Sergeant Ross said he had taken all these courses for however many years, and he didn't really believe in CPR. He said, but the first time he's doing CPR and he hears the patient take a breath, he said, he's convinced. You can't tell him different now. So it makes a difference. Have a motion to adjourn?